Hey, what's good, everybody?
What's good? What's up?
What's good, everybody?
2, 1, action. What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the Strong.Sistas YouTube channel.
In today's video, we are going to share the story of how we became the Strong.Sistas. So how we've developed our relationship over time. We were not always close, quite the opposite.
We really didn't talk.
No. So we're gonna share that. We're gonna show you some of our carnivore-ish meals. We're gonna hit up a
Full day of
workout, and we're gonna go to the park and get some sun. That's why I am wearing my seahorses.
The tank tops.
Today I said seahorses.
Sun, vitamin D, come at me.
So we're gonna start off this video with just an intro story on our training relationship. So our gym buddy pal relationship before we go hit our workout. So we weren't always workout partners. I think if you go to the gym, you either hate having a workout partner or you love having a workout partner. At the start of my journey, I hated having a workout partner.
So we obviously lived in the same house growing up. We are 3.5 years apart. So
she likes to say 3.5. It's like 4, but.
So for example, I was a senior in high school when she was a freshman in high school. That puts it into perspective. So back in high school, I brought this up in other videos. I was really into working out. I was definitely like a jock.
This was before high school too.
Yeah.
I was not, I liked it in the freshman year.
For
so
sure.
like junior high.
Yeah. So I was definitely a jock. I was playing basketball, volleyball, soccer, golf, track, cross country, plus working out. So like
Just
always moving.
The scene, her daily attire were plaid Bermuda shorts with a Hollister.
Abercrombie and Fitch from Abercrombie
and Fitch or Hollister top. If you can get the vibe of person I'm talking about, you know exactly who she
Okay,
was.
well I'm gonna come back with your daily attire. So like a t-shirt, but like tied up in the back with gaucho pants.
I liked the gauchos.
And those really squishy sandals.
I'm kind of wearing gaucho pants
Oh my
today.
god, we've returned to the gaucho pants.
Okay, anyway, so she was really into working out and we had a gym in our basement growing up. And she would go out down there. And at the time I was like,
I'd get my pump on.
I was like a chubby child. So I would be forced to go work out with her because #health needed to exercise. And she also went to an athletic trainer at the time called Athletico. And sometimes I would be forced to tag along.
Velocity Sports
Performance. Clearly I didn't pay attention. Anyway, so she would go down there and then I would be forced to work out with her.
I have a very vivid memory. I have a very vivid memory of doing calf raises at the end of a workout, and like we were standing on the stairs in our basement doing calf raises, and I was like, you need to do like 20 to 25, like go till near failure, and you just did like 5 and you're just like, I'm done.
I don't like being told what to do. So like even now when she's like, Sarah, give me 2 more reps, I'm like, I'm gonna not do 2 more reps because you just told me to do 2 more reps.
Sarah does the opposite of what people tell her. It's just her
like
nature.
Being told
it's
what to do.
It's her.
Right. So, but anyway, I hated working out with Ashley because why would I want to work out with her? She was actually in shape and I was a chubby child. So like, don't sign me up for an exercise ball crunch where I was like crunching my rolls and there she is doing like 20.
Falling off.
And I did like 10. And like, obviously I was gonna feel bad about myself. So, no.
Then I left for college, left for undergrad, and my like workout training program was taken care of by our athletic trainer because I played golf in undergrad, and then she was kind of left to discover her workout journey and finding her workout passion on her own, which she did.
My name's Ashley Armstrong and I play golf.
Okay.
But yeah, so when she went to high school, college, I started going through my own health journey. That's where I found that the gym was actually really therapeutic, and I think it was really helpful that I did it by myself because there was no one to compare myself to. So my tattoo says, true nobility is being superior to your former self, and this was around the time when I got it, so like age 15 or so. And so it really is a reminder never to compare myself to anybody, which was a great mindset that I had to adopt especially when going to the gym, because I would see like fit people online, I'd see fit people at the gym, and I wasn't the best at it, obviously not comparing myself. But at least I didn't have my sister to compare myself to, who I always felt a little bit inferior to.
That's something I'll always regret. I feel like
no regret
casted a really big shadow.
Well, you want to just go into that? Let's go into that. So
okay.
let's fast forward on the training. So then she
You started with P90X.
I started with P90X in our basement, and then like I said, I got into bodybuilding and stuff. So really working out, it was very therapeutic. Then in college, I was a freshman. I transferred to U of I, and she was going into grad school, so she transferred here.
I didn't transfer here. I decided to go to
graduate school here. And then we started working out together, so we hit up the gym together. We were getting into powerlifting together.
Yeah.
And then Gym Buddy-ness 3-level 3000 just happened.
So our training paths that were like kind of separated kind of evolved together, and we bonded over powerlifting. And so I think that getting stronger. And so that's like where the base of Strong.Sistas comes from. And since our training has obviously evolved a little bit into more of like the power building approach, but we evolved together, and it wasn't like a forced, it was just like a nice little...
We evolved together, did the same powerlifting, and then we kind of evolved apart. So I went a little bit more bikini bodybuilding, and she's stuck with powerlifting. So now we're kind of just like trying to find a mesh, but we train happily together now.
But all of our health problems seem to come together at the same time, and now we're along this journey, carnivore-ish journey now, to fix the same problem.
Yes. But we're gonna back up a little bit. Let's go to the growing up thing.
Okay.
So I'm the younger sister. So
yes, I know I look like I'm 12. I'm not.
Growing up, she was very prestigious. She was a star athlete. She was very smart. She like set a really high bar, and my parents were really invested in furthering her golfing career for good reason. She was very good. So we went to like the same golf swing coach. We did all these like travel golf tournaments together, but I was always worse in a way. So like so she really tried and put in effort, and then therefore I didn't. So that therefore if I failed, it wouldn't be a big deal because I didn't care.
So I put in a ton of hard work. I am very much a type A personality perfectionist, and so I always was practicing, always trying to improve. Sarah, on the other hand, was very much has natural talent, natural skills in golf, but she gave zero craps about it. And so she's one of those people that would just go up and just swing, and it would be fine, and she'd be like, okay, cool. Didn't care.
I didn't like practicing because I was told to practice. So therefore, then again, if I'm told to do something, I won't do it. So anyways, I always felt like there was this standard to achieve, and Ashley always was just like hitting it, and I was always a little bit under. So like I said in the beginning, I didn't want to work out with her because I didn't want to compare myself to her. So this kind of was a lot of our relationship going through grade school, and then at the start of high school. It's not like my parents' fault or anything. I think that she was just the ambitious sister, and I was the kind of forgotten one. I don't know.
That's so sad.
No,
it's so sad.
No, but it's the reason that I am the way I am today. There's no regrets.
I of course regret how I acted as a sister growing up. For example, like I was simply too cool to talk to her.
She was wearing Hollister tops. She's clearly too cool to talk to me.
Like we really were not friends.
No.
Really, until we moved apart. Until I went to college. That's when our sister bond and friendship, ironically enough, like really developed.
I think it's because so when she went to college and at the beginning of my high school, that's when we both really started to deal with the same issues. So that's when like eating disorders popped up. That's when like the gym was really therapy, and we kind of moved away from relying so much on other friends, and we kind of isolated ourselves.
Yeah.
So we ended up relying on each other.
So we isolated ourselves from the people who were actually in our lives and relied on each other like virtually.
Yeah, which was interesting.
Yeah. And now fast forward to today, like she said, she attended a university for undergrad, and then I ended up going to graduate school at the university. So we said, let's move in together, and we live in the same home now, and now she's my only friend.
Yeah. So not included in these stories.
Just kidding.
In this story, this is more about our relationship. Not included was like our health journey and our mental health journey, and we have separate videos on those, so I'll link those below. They kind of evolved together as well, so that's why we are so, my armpits are sweaty, close to each other. Now it will make more sense to you if you watch that.
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate and blessed to have somebody to go about this life with.
Me too. But now Calling all angels, it is time for a angel wing lift to maintain angel status.
This is what we have for meal number 1. Our plates are slightly different again because Ashley's not doing the eggs right now. So we've got some cold shredded beef tongue. Very nice. You can see the fat has solidified. We've got some very lightly seared, pretty much still raw in the middle, round steak. A little side of bone marrow for extra fat. Over here we've got 1 sunny side up chicken booby.
This is Seise's plata.
Seise's plata. And then we have a little bit of a soup, which has some butternut squash, carrots, bone marrow, and some beef bone broth with a little bit of spices. So this is gonna be our carb source for this meal.
Let's
Looking
see yo.
really good. Let's see yo.
So we are on our way to a local park and we decided to pack our bikes that are in the back. So therefore there's not much room for Gus in the back. So G-Man, Gus buddy.
He's very focused.
G-Man and I are sharing a seat in the front. But speaking of going to a park, this is something that I would never take time out of my day to do in the past because I was always so focused on schoolwork, getting something done, or going to go practice my sport. I would have viewed this as like a waste of time, and instead I could have been doing something else. I could have been being more productive. But moving in with Sarah was amazing for so many reasons, and one of the most important reasons is that Sarah has really helped me learn how to enjoy life more and live more of a stress-free lifestyle. So take advantage of every single day, have a positive attitude every single day, and make sure that you take time out of your day for your mental health and to enjoy. So stop to smell the roses around you rather than just letting life fly by. There's so much more to life than getting things done and being super productive. Granted, I'm still a hard worker, but she's really helped me find that better balance, which is also really important in our current journey of fixing our reproductive health.
I don't know what that says about my productivity level.
She said, I don't know what that says about my productivity level, but I think that this is that's one of the most important things that's ever happened to me in my like young 20s or mid 20 years is learning that there's so much more to life and that you should enjoy every single day, take advantage of every single day. So therefore, we saw in the forecast today that it's high of 75 degrees. We haven't seen that temperature since like last summer, and there's so much sun. So we said, let's pack up, let's go enjoy this park, go enjoy a little bike ride. So thank you, Seise, for teaching me how to enjoy life a little bit more.
She's definitely taught me to be more independent, and she has taught me that there really are no limits for what I can achieve, and that hard work pays off. And so I think that we're really good balance for each other. Oh, hi. Meanwhile, Gus is really helping me drive.
We really do help balance each other out, and maybe
the yin
that's
and the yang.
Maybe that's why we're like why we're best friends, because we both bring something. We're not the same people, so like meshing things together, it's a nice little friendship.
Sweet Spice Girl, she's Sporty Spice Girl.
I'm Sporty Spice Girl, she's Sweet Spice Girl. Okay. So G-Man apparently does not want to sit with me and is kind of more taking over the driver's seat. He really wants to drive. He's feeling like being the driver today, leading us to the park.
Aggressively hot.
He's also showing off his chain today.
Oh, he's gonna cry now.
Showing off his gold chain. He's so embarrassed. Guys, you are looking at a carnivore success story right here.
continue on our sisterhood relationship story. So continuing on what Ashley was saying in the car and how I mentioned that she helped me find my independence. When we first moved in together, so around 5 years ago, I was in a 4-year relationship, and then after that ended, I went through a series of other relationships because I felt like I needed somebody else in my life.
You were kind of always in a relationship.
Yeah, I was very incomplete without another person. And so I lost this sense of myself. And so I went through a bunch of relationships that ultimately failed, and one in particular very unhealthy, that put me in a very negative place with my mindset and my relationship with myself. I was very dependent on somebody else for happiness and feeling okay with myself. And when I finally got to the other side of those relationships, Ashley was there the entire way. She helped me get through them. She helped me see that my life means so much more than giving to somebody else or being a part of somebody else's life, but rather I have this power inside of myself to create a life that I want, and that I don't necessarily need somebody else to help me get there. And I think just seeing her be so independent through all the different struggles she went through was really eye-opening to me, because
I was single as a Pringle throughout most of this time.
And yeah, most of it. And I had always latched on to somebody else in these times. And so, like, 2 years ago probably is really when I when I took hold of my life and stopped relying on somebody else for my own happiness. And ever since then, I have been a completely different person. So she, just like how she said I help her relax more, she's helped me take hold of my life more and stop feeling so helpless and so depressed and reliant on somebody else for my happiness day by day, which can really fluctuate, because if somebody's not treating you right, well, then you're automatically going to have a crappy day, or vice versa. If they're giving you all this love suddenly, then maybe you'll just see life in a better light when it is skewed ultimately, because it's not coming from inside your heart. And so she's really helped me in that regard. So it's kind of like opposite. I've helped her just relax more, and she's helped me kind of be more strong-headed and take hold of my situation.
INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means? Probably
And
gonna get copyright.
yeah, so it's just, that's just
It's
that.
a good match in heaven. But also throughout this 5 years that we've lived together, I think that both of us have really been on this like quest to find our passion.
Yeah.
And I would say when we started, we were both looking in completely different directions. She was definitely more. What were you more into?
I don't know. I fluctuated in and out of so many different passions. So I don't know.
You were into horses.
Integrated nutrition, parks and recreation, just always something else. And then
So she was looking one way, and then here I am in graduate school, like thinking that I wanted to be like CEO of like a biotech company and just be like really successful in some sort of like field, and not really knowing exactly what that end passion or that end role looked like. Insert carnivore. And then somehow both of us stumbled upon regenerative agriculture, and
we came to that point through carnivore because we went on a lot of different experiences together suddenly, like visiting all the farms.
Yeah.
So it was like experiential learning to find, to realize that we actually do have a lot in common and similar passions, which is why we're on this path to pretty much putting everything else on hold and starting a farm.
Yeah, and it's just so cool that to share such a strong passion with someone that you care so much about, and someone that has helped you grow and you've grown together. And so now we've grown into this like regenerative, becoming almost obsessive about regenerative agriculture, and we just like cannot wait to put it into place.
Yes.
In a farm.
So that's like a lot of future things and past things that are over time we've evolved, but I think that we're missing our day-to-day relationship. And that is, it sways obviously, but she's always that person that I can go to when I'm uncertain about something, or I'm feeling really hesitant or anxious. Felt these emotions more and more these last few days. But being able to tell her them today and hear her say like, hey, we're in this together, and you always know like everything's gonna be okay no matter what. Even just little things like that, like getting things off my chest. She's that person that I have to do that with, and I think that that's so invaluable for somebody, whether that's your best friend or your mom or your dad. That's Ashley for me. But so on a day-to-day, like, I don't know, timeline, I guess it's really nice to know that I do always have that person, even if like a long time ago we didn't get along, or you know, we were always looking into the future.
But it's interesting to note that like the way that Sarah handles these emotions is she shuts off and like pulls back. So she goes very quiet. She kind of like looks slightly down, and like I am always the person, I do this too, but I am always the person that like I want to talk about it right then and there, so I kind of make her talk about it. And I don't know if that's always the best thing to do, but I always get her talking because I don't want her to just hold these things inside. I think that that's worse.
I guess I just don't, like, nobody wants to just dampen the moment, you know? So like instead you're just like, I'm gonna handle this internally, I'm gonna handle it in my mind. All these things are going on in my head, but I don't want to ruin this person's experience. So instead I'm just gonna stay up here. So then you engage less. So I don't know, it's almost like you either engage less and they have a less fun time because you're not yourself, or you just let all your emotions out.
I always think that it's always okay to let your emotions out.
This has now turned into a talking about our feelings talk show. So anyway, the main takeaway there was that
see, when I have these concerns,
no takeaway.
So when I have these concerns, I'm different than Sarah. I literally just speak them. Like, I don't really hold those in. I just like say them. I'm like, you know, Sarah, I'm gonna be 100% honest.
All of us exist on this spectrum, and like I am a very emotional person, and she is sometimes emotional, but like she comes to a breaking point to be emotional. I am just openly emotional at all times.
Yeah.
So like at any given moment I can start crying, but then I can be like extremely happy the next.
So in summary, one of the reasons why Sarah and I are just so close, like attached at the hip, is we went through a lot of the same struggles, and we're trying to figure out this crazy thing we call life at the same time, and we've been doing so these last 5 years and have really been there to support each other throughout the way. I am so blessed to have her as a sister. I would definitely not be where I am today without her constant support, without her constantly trying to make me a better person, just like a more genuine, happy, less stressful human being. And I owe that all to her. And like, I just am so blessed that I made the decision to go to grad school here and then live with her. I don't even know where I would be if it wasn't for Sese. And now I am so excited. We do visualization practice every single morning to visualize our future farm, and it's just like, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to share this next journey of our life together, and it is just going to, it sounds like a relationship, but she is my best friend, and I'm really, really lucky to have her as my best friend. Okay, time for platitude.
Beautiful platter number 2 today. So we've got the main course. So we have a sirloin steak with a beautiful fat cap that's like multicolored.
Beautiful.
And on the theme of colors, we've got 2 carrots, 1 purple, 1 yellow. Of course, there's some orange now, so we have some sweet potato coins that we just boiled and then put in the air fryer briefly, topped with some grass-fed butter. We have some lightly seared lamb liver, and then some beef kidney that Ashley braised. We've got some raw beef suet chunks, and then over here, we've got an ice cream that we just made. So the ice cream base itself is sheep yogurt and some frozen strawberries, and then we topped it with some beef suet granola, of course. That is going to be all.
Everything seasoned with Redmond. All right.
Let's
see you. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing our carnivore-ish meals and learned a little bit about our sista relationship.
While you're here, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button for more informational videos coming at you next. And until then, behave like an angel.